Bet you he couldn't even find the ignition. Kendrick Shaw, executive assistant to the CEO, smirked as he pointed at the janitor scrubbing a stain at the edge of the helipad. Go on, Sloan said. This will be funny. Sloan Davenport, CEO of Davenport Industries, let a rare shaded smile play across her lips. The day had been long, heavy with grueling negotiations, and a moment of levity was welcome. The janitor, a quiet man in his late 30s with tired eyes, seemed utterly indifferent to them, absorbed in his work. You think so? Sloan asked, playing along. Bet you $1,000 he doesn't know a thing about a Bell 429, Kendrick whispered conspiratorially. All right, Sloan said. Her voice carried over the windy rooftop. She strode toward the janitor. Hey, she called. The man lifted his head, startled. She pointed with her perfectly manicured finger at her personal helicopter, its blades gleaming in the afternoon sun. My assistant and I made a bet. If you can get that helicopter in the air, I'll marry you. The man looked at her, then at the helicopter. His face remained unreadable. Kendrick snickered behind her. The janitor wiped his hands on a rag, walked past her without a word, and opened the pilot's door. Sloane's smile faltered. She exchanged a glance with Kendrick, who only shrugged, his amusement growing. This was even better than he'd hoped. The man would fumble around, press a few random buttons, then give up. Perfect material for a bar story later. But the janitor didn't just sit. His movements were smooth, precise, terrifyingly familiar. He strapped in with the ease of someone who had done it thousands of times. His hands swept across the control panel not with the clumsy curiosity of a novice but with a surgeon's precision. Switches flipped in sequence. The engine whined to life, a sound Sloan knew too well. What is he doing? She muttered. Her smile melted into a sharp, cold stab of unease. He's bluffing, Kendrick said, though doubt now tinged his voice. He has to be. But he wasn't. The turbine's scream grew louder, rising into a deafening roar. The main rotor began to turn, slowly at first, then faster, until it blurred into a translucent disk overhead. The downdraft whipped Sloane's hair across her face and forced Kendrick to step back. This wasn't a bluff. Before Sloane could shout, before she could order him to stop, the helicopter lifted off. No jolt, no shudder, just a flawless vertical rise, 6 meters up, where it hovered, perfectly still, as if suspended by an invisible thread. Then it dipped forward into a seamless pirouette, the nose dipping in a graceful bow. Kendrick's jaw dropped. Sloane froze. Her mind struggled to reconcile the image of the man who mopped her office floors with the pilot executing maneuvers that her own highly paid aviator bragged about. Then the helicopter rolled sharply, skimmed the horizon for a dizzying second, and returned to hover directly over the pad. With the same unnerving grace, it descended, touching down so gently that the skids made no sound. The engine died. The blades slowed. Silence swallowed the rooftop. The pilot's door opened. The janitor stepped out, closed the door with a soft click, and walked back to his cart. He picked up his spray bottle and resumed scrubbing the stain, as if the last 90 seconds had never happened. Sloane finally found her voice, though it came out as a strangled whisper. Who are you? The janitor, Owen Grant, lifted his gaze at last. His eyes were calm, but behind them lay a fortress. Just the janitor, ma'am. He gave the slightest nod. Have a good evening. He pushed his cart toward the exit. The squeak of its wheels was the only sound. Wait, Sloane called, stepping after him. But the heavy steel door closed behind him. Kendrick finally stirred. That's impossible, he muttered. Who is he? Did you know he could do that? No, Kendrick, I didn't. Sloane's thoughts spun wildly. She ran a multi-billion-dollar corporation. She vetted everyone, from board members down to the kitchen staff. Surprises were threats, and threats she did not tolerate. But here was a man with the skills of an elite pilot pushing a mop in her headquarters. And she knew nothing about him. Why? Who was he hiding from? Her phone buzzed, dragging her back. A message from the board chairman. Tokyo's pulling back. Deal on the brink. Fix it. Her jaw tightened. The Tanaka Corporation deal meant everything. It secured their dominance for the next decade. Its failure would be catastrophic. She looked at the helicopter. Then at the door where the janitor had vanished. Two impossible problems had landed on her desk the same day. And for the first time in years, Sloan Davenport had no idea which to face first.